explain what this has been for you. Losing your mom, your best friend.
I think it's been more difficult for me because my mom was like my best friend, and I could basically talk to her about anything, and can't talk to my dad about anything. So, because he's a dad, so it's easier to talk to my mom. And now that she's not here, it's like I have no one to talk to, basically.
Yeah, I hear you. So that's probably been the hardest part for you.
Yeah.
Were you home with your siblings that night?
I'm the one that actually answered the door. Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I came downstairs because I had a knocking at the door, and I thought I was dreaming. And I looked outside the window, and there was 2 police officers, and I was like, what was going on?
What would you like to see happen?
Him going to jail, of course, for as long as he can.
And what about the laws? Do you think the laws should be changed? Or?
I think they should be more enforced, definitely.
Do you think he should have been out on the road?
No.
Explain that.
Like Mark said, after the first DUI, he shouldn't have been on the road.
How has it been for you since losing your mom?
Well, it's been a pretty tough struggle, losing a loved one of our family. And it's really tough.
How hard was it for you when you found out?
I didn't believe it at first, and then after about the accident, I heard about it a lot. It was too devastating for me to even think about.
Have you come to understand it yet, or is it still surreal to you this time?
I haven't come to understand it, because it's not fair that the guilty people live and the innocent people die.
Describe how your mom was.
She was a kind, loving person who cared for a lot of people. She liked to help out anybody she could. Loved to ride motorcycles. Very nice person.
It's been really hard for you.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole family.
Yep.
Do you think of her daily, or explain how that goes?
Every time possible. My mind is probably day after day.
And what about how's the rest of your family? How are they dealing?
Well, we're doing good around the house. I don't know how their thoughts are, deep in them, but I know as a family we're pulling through.
Do you think if the laws were different, this would have maybe prevented something like this, or explain that?
She would have. It would have been a lot different if the laws were enforced and if he was not going excessively speeding in that area. Range there is 30 miles an hour. No way that would have happened if he was doing 30. So she would have been alive today.
And to 6 times to have his license, a half dozen times. I mean, what do you think about that?
That's crazy. It shouldn't have never been a half done. It should have only been once, and he shouldn't have never got it back.
What would you like to see happen to this man?
I'd like to see the law enforced, see him put in prison for the maximum sentence. Go in front of a judge that won't be afraid to give him the maximum sentence. You can go in front of him and give him that sentence. They shouldn't be able to, get away with, a little bit of time. They should be getting the full sentence. Any other drunk drivers out there shouldn't be out driving on a suspended license. They should be all, put away for now. They should be all put away.
You've been her best friend throughout.
Yep.
Where did you guys first meet?
I grew up with Brian since we were kids, and I remember when they met, and they got married, and we all lived in the same neighborhood, and I remember, when he had the babies, and I went to visit him, and, we did everything, together, and, it's, I get a little emotional. It bothers me that I looked at all the reports, all the papers, how many traffic violations he had, drunk driving charges. I just can't fathom how, whether it was many judges or the same judge, how somebody could keep giving this guy his license back, $1,000 fine, $2,000 fine, Obviously, he wasn't getting it. They're basically saying, we're going to let you keep driving, just charge you $1,000 every time you get caught until you kill somebody, and then we're going to do something about it. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I mean, she left 6 kids, you know? And she left a life here. She took care of people. She loved everybody. She worked in nursing homes. They're building a new house next door. It's, you know, it's not right. It's not right. What are these judges thinking, letting these people back on the road? Whether they suspend it for 30 days, you know, I would say, you know, you're done driving. Take a bus, take a taxi, do whatever you got to do. But they're letting these people back on the road. I don't get it. I really don't. You know, and they don't do anything about it until they do something to somebody. Why do you have to wait that long? I don't understand. You know, she was my friend. You know, and this whole life here has changed because of him. And I don't understand.